Hello, and welcome back to court. So our family is going to be attending a picnic, and we're going to be wearing 1890s aesthetic vibes. I wouldn't say outfits because we don't do historically accurate, but I do want to make a hat for this. Now, I'm not a big hat person despite the fact that we've worn hats a bunch on this channel. Um, but this outfit needs it. So the outfit is based upon this picture. I know. Let me show you what it looks like in real life. Here is a picture of the outfit. Let me show you my combinations. My combinations, they are a work in progress. Here is my hat thus far. I know that it's got some crinkles in it and I could definitely steam those out, but it's not really necessary because they're going to be covered up by fabric. I'm going to be using some of this ribbon as well as some of the scraps left over from my dress in order to create this hat. You'll need a hat, pins, some sort of scrap fabric, some lace, some ribbons, either the ability to hand sew or you're going to need a sewing machine. Hot glue would work too. So many of you may not know this, but I actually have been homeschooling Thimble, or formerly the baby, all year. And we just finished kindergarten. I also wanted to take some time off to enjoy our new baby. If you want to see more regular updates, we are on Instagram, and I do tend to post more frequently there. I wanted to slowly start making a return to YouTube because I think it's very important for Black stories to be told and for people to see Black people in vintage and historical costuming. Because things I hear time and time again from creatives that are not white and are in this space is that they are questioned as to whether or not we even existed in the time period, which is kind of wild because, do you think we just, appeared here in, 1996? In the past, we have merely shown ourselves in finery, but we have never quite explained why we have chosen to show ourselves in upper class looks. A lot of surface level Black history is often told from the perspective of servitude, and that absolutely has a place. However, Black wealthy people existed. Wealthy Black people often funded a lot of movements and philanthropy. Wealthy queer people existed. Queer bars and neighborhoods and homes did not purchase themselves. And while you do not have to do much digging to find these wealthy people, these upper class people, you will have to go through pages and pages of results in order to find the lesser known wealthy people who existed throughout history who were not white. My outfit was based upon the 1895 fashion plate that you saw at the beginning of this video. I had two main goals for my outfit. I wanted the outfit to remain in a pastel color, very seaside. And I also wanted it to be true to the fashion plate, although that would not be true to how this would have actually been worn. I wanted it to look like a fantasy, to look a little unreal and a little surreal. And while it would not be unreal or surreal to see wealthy Black people during this period of time, the common retelling of Black history in today's time would say otherwise. This did mean that this entire outfit needed to be drafted. My husband, Dionysus, was gracious enough to make the entire outfit for me. And I'm not going to lie, it was pretty difficult. Normally, I draft patterns whenever we need something for the family, but this wasn't something that was based upon reality. There is no separate shirt and jacket pieces. We wanted to make them as one, just like the fashion plate, but we also wanted to keep the proper silhouette in mind. I also do not have a breastfeeding friendly corset. And while in a perfect world we could have made one, it just didn't seem like a logical use of either of our time, considering that this is something that I would get very limited wear out of. That being said, both my combinations and my outfit needed to be breastfeeding friendly. Normally, I wouldn't bother making combinations. However, because I would not have a corset on and I would need some form of modesty while I am breastfeeding, I opted for that. I did already have a pair of combinations, however, they were not breastfeeding friendly. The skirt was very easy for him to draft. I did plan on bringing my lobster tail as my bustle piece, so he was able to use that when drafting the skirt. I was also very specific in that I did not want my skirts to touch the ground. I did not want this pastel, beautiful mint color to get disgusting. While we could have hemmed it in a darker color, which would have kind of dealt with the dirt issue itself, it was just one more additional thing we would have had to do when creating 4 outfits and traveling to a completely different state. We knew with the nature of this event, it was going to get dirty. I mean, it's a picnic. We're going to be traveling through dirt at some point. Anyway, let's go grab some stuff and sew it. So yesterday I could have finished the hat, but instead I decided to finish the combinations. And despite the fact that saw me make all the pieces for the hat, I feel like it's going to be too heavy if I continue to wear this hat other places. And the hat looks really good with the combinations. Even though I'm typically not a hat person, if I'm taking a hat on an airplane, I'm going to wear the hat more than once on the trip. You know what I mean? So, I'm kind of in a conundrum. I think I might want to keep it a straw hat. Like, don't cover it in fabric, keep it very simple, but maybe add more ribbon. I don't know. The vibes of the 1890s were more is more is more is more for hats. But I don't live in the 1890s. So I took a look at it and I think I'm going to simply tack down those two pieces I made. That way I can easily remove them after the picnic if I want to wear the combinations for another day. And I am going to add more ribbon, but just like at the top, and then braid it in so that it is more fitting towards the combinations, but doesn't take away from the dress itself. Do you have anything else to add? All right. Until next time.